There have been so many issues concerning TEWU of TUC Ghana and a new group or two groups that have come up from our public universities who are our members. We know there are so many and various distortions regarding this formation of these groups. So we want to put the records right before the whole world, so that if there is any distortions, once you all have the document, which is the press release, you can share it with others and educate them appropriately. That we are TEWU of TUC, law-abiding union in Ghana and in the world. So we don't contract any distortion or any falsehood of any kind. We always stand for the truth. That is why we are making this pronouncement publicly before the world. So I'll ask General Secretary to read the press release on behalf of TEWU of TUC Ghana. General Secretary, the floor is yours.
I'm not taking over as the chairman.
Swapping is allowed.
Okay. Brother Chair, National Leadership here present, National Executive Council members here present, our dear friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and Happy New Year to each and every one of you here gathered. We give thanks to God for His goodness and mercy that has been extended to us in ushering all of us into the year 2024. We pray for the everlasting grace of the Almighty to take us through the year, and that all activities planned will be carried out and will be successful in its undertaking. Dear friends of the media, we called you here to inform you of some developments at the local union level regarding the activities of some former executives of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEWU of TUC Ghana, at the technical as well as the traditional universities. I wish to specifically refer to the issue concerning the alleged merger of two breakaway groups at the technical and traditional universities. A couple of weeks ago, there were media reports of a purported merger of two worker groups at the traditional and technical universities. It is no secret that the leadership of these breakaway groups were some former local executives of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana who failed to account for their stewardship. These breakaway groups are under the names the Tertiary Education Workers Union Ghana, made up of former local executives who left in June 2022 to form their group, and the Technical Universities Workers Association of Ghana, who also consists of former local executives of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana, who formed their group in 2014, originally known as POWAG. Brother Chair, friends of the media, the breakaway groups had sought to use the media reports of their purported merger to deceive unsuspecting non-teaching staff at the technical and traditional universities and the general public that they have the mandate to engage government and other stakeholders and state agencies in negotiating and bargaining related issues. ladies and gentlemen of the media, at this material moment that we address you, the leadership of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana can say without any shred of doubt that these breakaway groups do not possess any bargaining certificates or collective agreements to make them believe they can advance the interests of the non-teaching staff at the technical and traditional universities. Our checks at relevant agencies, including the National Labor Department, indicate that none of these two groups, breakaway groups, possesses any bargaining certificate or collective agreement. This raises the question of the basis upon which the supposedly merged group plan to negotiate on behalf of junior staff, some senior staff, and some senior members at the public and technical universities. In view of this, the leadership of the Technical and Traditional Universities Local Union of Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC will want to use this news conference to inform and assure the non-teaching staff members at the technical and traditional universities and the general public that the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana is the sole union with a collective agreement and bargaining certificate to negotiate with government and any other state agency on behalf of the junior staff, some senior staff, and senior members of the public and technical universities. 2, that the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana has been negotiating with government on the welfare and conditions of service for the junior staff, some senior staff, and some senior members in both the public and technical universities since their establishment. That the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana is the union recognized in various university statutes, therefore has the rightful representation of junior staff, some senior staff, and some senior members in the university councils. The majority of junior staff across university communities remain loyal members of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union. It should therefore be noted that the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEWU of TUC Ghana, is in court as part of the due process to get the leadership of the breakaway groups to account for their stewardship during which tenure as local executives of TEWU of TUC Ghana. It is important to note that only a minority of the junior staff in the public universities and technical universities belong to these breakaway groups. So it is inaccurate for these groups to claim representation of the junior staff in the university communities. We therefore call on all Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana members in all the public as well as the technical university to remain calm as we collaborate with TEWU of TUC Ghana national leadership to work towards concluding a harmonized condition of service for junior staff, some senior staff, and some senior members in both the public and the technical universities in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, before I conclude my address, I wish to draw your attention that the various local unions in both the technical universities and the traditional universities have appended their signatures to this communique. And to list them, Accra Technical University have signed, Kumasi Technical University, Sunyani Technical University, Cape Coast Technical University, Ho Technical University, Koforidua Technical University, Wa Technical University, Tamale Technical University, and Takoradi Technical University. But there are other traditional universities, the University of Ghana, University for Development Studies, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, University of Cape Coast, University of Education Winneba, CKT, UTAS, UDD, UBITS, UPSA, UHAS, and the like. All such local institutions or local union leadership have appended their signature to this press release. Another committee of Technical Universities Local Union, TEWU of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana, and the Committee of Local Union Executives, KULU, have signed onto the petition regarding the activities of the Breakaway groups to the relevant agencies and social partners to be wary of the former local executives who have failed to be accountable for their tenure in office. It is our hope that the relevant agencies copied with a said petition, Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, the National Labour Commission, Vice Chancellors Ghana, Ministry of Education, Trades Union Congress Ghana, Controller and Accountant General's Department, and Fair Wages and Salaries Commission will not work in any manner to undermine the industrial harmony in the education sector. Accountability is key to any leadership, and Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana will not countenance anything to the contrary. The Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana works with structures which are intended to promote accountability at all levels. It is therefore sad that when it is time for people entrusted with the responsibility of managing affairs at the structures to account for their stewardship, then they try to circumvent the rules of engagement and resort to tactics like breakaway to avoid being accountable. The Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEWU of TUC, believes in democratic principles and people having their right to freedom of association. While TEWU of TUC Ghana will not sit on anybody's right, it must also be stressed that the union will not allow people who are not ready to be accountable to continue engaging in activities intended to undermine the Teachers and Educational Workers Union. We believe that this press conference is setting the records straight in ensuring that people will not deal with officers who don't want to be accountable. Long live the Teachers and Educational Workers Union.
Long live.
Long live Trades Union Congress.
Long live.
Long live Ghana.
Long live.
Long live all of us.
Long live.
Thank you very much.
Joe Boy!
Good morning, national leadership. Good morning, press. Good morning, NEC members present. As presented by the national leadership, these two groups, should I say, or permit me to say, that the granted two groups came out to claim that the junior staff, some senior members, and some senior staff of both technical and traditional universities have merged together to form a union, which we, as a city, I'm speaking on behalf of the various technical universities of Ghana, which I am coming from Bolgatanga Technical University specifically. So these groups have come out to say that they have merged the junior staff, seniors, some senior staff, and some senior members of the traditional and technical universities, which we took an exception to that. And we want to take this an opportunity, as national leadership has already indicated, that all members of Teachers and Educational Workers Union of all the various technical and traditional universities should remain resolute. They should be strong enough. There is nothing like a merger of unions of that nature. And so those individuals who came out to say that they have merged those unions, they should not listen to them. They are on their own. They have come out from the Teachers and Educational Workers Union to form their own groups, which they are not even legally binding to negotiate and to work on behalf of the various traditional and technical universities. And so on what grounds have you got to claim that those unions have been merged together? And so we question their status quo. And we want to appeal to our members that there is nothing of that nature. Teachers and Educational Workers Union still exist, and still the majority of members are the various technical and traditional universities of Ghana. And so we thank you. We would like to continue to encourage them. We have the legal binding documents to negotiate for them. And so they should not be scared when anyone comes around to tell them that TEWU, that is Teachers and Educational Workers Union, is not in existence. They should not listen to that person, because TEWU is the strongest union, as a union that can stand for the test of time and can work properly for them. Even those two groups are currently using the condition of service and documents of the traditional and technical university. And so on what grounds have you got to say that you can work for us? And so thank you very much. TEWU is the strongest union, and we shall continue to exist, and we shall continue to work for the betterment of the conditions of various staff at the technical and traditional universities of Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So boy, hey. So boy, hey. So boy, hey.
Good morning once again. I would like to stand briefly to speak on behalf of the public universities. We have come out to remain resolute with our mother union, which is TEWU of Teachers and Educational Workers Union of Ghana. We don't have any relationship with any tertiary education workers union. For a fact, these operatives of this tertiary educational workers union were our leaders who, one way or the other, cannot today account for our stewardship. And as a matter of fact, we are in a court with them. So whatever reason it is, to talk about eligibility, at least they should rather hand over our properties, accounts for their stewardship, and then come out with their new union. They have their right for that one, it's a fact. But a situation where they can account and they can also hand over, I think anybody who tries to do business with them is doing it at their own risk. So our appeal to our members across the nation, we are remaining resolute with our mother union. We have our national leadership. They are taking good care of the union and running affairs the way it's supposed to be done. And so far, we appreciate and would like to say thank you to them. And we also promise them we have nothing doing with this current union coming out to be called tertiary or whatsoever union. But Teachers and Educational Union we used to have is what we have, and it's what we are going to be with. Thank you. TEWU still exists in the status of the university. As a matter of fact, the universities were built in the Act. TEWU is found in the Act of the Public Universities. So TEWU of TUC. I continue to say TEWU because the Labour Commissioner asked them to change the acronym TEWU. Of course, they don't know where to change it to. So TEWU is TEWU, and then I would like to urge all various stakeholders to recognize TEWU as TEWU. They shouldn't address letters TEWU and then expect to see tertiary education workers and teachers. No, we are TEWU. TEWU of TUC, and then we are resolute. They should recognize us in various public universities and the technical universities. This for not in any case think we have broken away. Teachers and Educational Workers Union of Trade Union Congress is no longer with the public universities. It's a lie. Yes. We are still with our mother union and will continue to be with our mother union. Thank you very much. Cho boy! 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 Boy!